views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hola everyone, welcome to Open, the one and only show bringing the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Rhina Valentin, your hosty Café con Leche every Friday. Here's what's coming up in today's show. Leading things off, we'll learn about an inspirational story that led to one woman starting her own bath and body company while transforming other women's lives. Then we get a little intimate with an up-close look at the upcoming exhibit exploring a father figure and the notions of Black fatherhood. After that, we get candid and raw as we discuss natural sessions created by Kitty Rose Lifestyle founder, Catherine Kitty Rose. And later on in the show, Bobby C brings us up to date with the latest headlines in the world of sports. And finally, our Open Artist Spotlight this week shines on TransVisionary performance with legendary cabaret singer Barbara Herr. So sit back y prepárate. All this and more is coming your way because now we are officially open. Hello and welcome to Open. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host, Café con Leche. Always inviting you to get social with us online. That is, tweet us and follow us on Instagram at BronxNet TV or like us on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. And of course, don't forget, while you're there, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, FB, and Snapchat at Rhina Valentin. Our first guest is a single mother of two who started creating soap in her kitchen after being laid off from her job in 2010 with an investment of $32. From there, she was able to place her products in 1,000 stores. And then after building and moving into a manufacturing facility, her mission is not only to create uplifting products, but to help women transitioning out of crisis. Joining us now to tell us more about You Are Bath and Body. Please welcome owner Tracy Gunn. Hello and welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. And I gave them a little background on your story. However, to be a little bit more specific, you're a mom of two.
I am.
And you were kind of let go
Yes.
in a blink.
That's it.
And you had to come to some kind of, I guess, design in figuring out what
That's
the next steps are going to be for you, right?
That's
and
right.
I guess that forced you to take the plunge and just go out on your own and become a business owner.
I did. I had no clue what I was getting myself into, but I knew I had to survive. The option was homelessness or wake up and figure out how to do it.
So let's talk a little bit about how soap became the, I guess, the beginning factor.
That's right.
Where did you learn how to make soap?
My great-grandmother actually made soap when I was little. It was horrifying soap, but I had the history and kind of a love for doing it. But I had an addiction to some products that I had found in another store, and I really loved them. And when I was laid off and the option was to buy groceries rather than bath products, it was a little annoying that I couldn't afford those things anymore. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to make them.
That's lovely. So you're saying your grandmother's soap was horrifying, but you knew the steps of process,
I did.
right? All right,
Yes.
so you were her guinea pig. However,
That's
you were
right.
able to take those lessons.
That's right.
Right? How old were you when she was experimenting?
Oh gosh, little.
And
little.
you remembered. And
Yes.
you remembered the steps.
I did.
Okay, so let's move a couple of years later, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about the years. You started this in 2010,
2010,
and then in 2014 it was that you moved into a manufacturing
That's right.
facility.
That's right.
And then you expanded. And in that expansion, let's talk about what you also now provide.
Okay, so in that expansion came a little bit of disaster. It was hit by a tornado and destroyed. So everything that I had worked for was destroyed, flooded, and I knew that I was really fortunate to be able to have the gift that I have. So given that there is a horrendous homelessness problem, right after that disaster, I got up and said, we got to do it again. We got to survive again. And we visited a homeless shelter here in the Bronx that inspired me to begin employing women that are coming out of homelessness, domestic abuse, and things of that nature.
And it is there where you came up also with the name of your company. Now let's share with everyone the reasons, or I guess what inspired you to name the company you are, Bath and Body.
So I visited Susan's Place, which is a homeless shelter here in the Bronx, and the director, Simone, I'll never forget roaming through the halls of that homeless shelter and thinking, my life's not so bad after all. But as the ladies would leave for their day, Simone would stop them and say, you're good, you're amazing, you're beautiful, you're gonna make this day amazing. And it just stuck with me. Every person, you are pretty, you are amazing. And I got on the plane and I jotted it down, and that's where it came from.
So you are, as an affirmation, is also fused into all of the handmade products.
That's right.
Right. It's lovely. It's lovely.
Thank you.
Everybody who washes themselves with your products has is pretty much ordained with an affirmation.
That's right. We want them to feel how they are. We want them to be who they are.
I love it. It has a spiritual component to it, you know.
Absolutely.
Bathing is cleansing, and then
It's
of course with the
important to me.
affirmations on top of it. It's almost like what they say when you go to eat in restaurants, or when a person is a great chef versus an okay chef, right?
Right.
And it's the intent that goes behind it.
It is.
Aside from
Absolutely.
technique. I mean, of course, technique plays a
Absolutely.
role as well.
Absolutely.
But it's the same thing, I guess, we're
That's
applying
right.
to these products. So what other products do you have aside from soap?
We now manufacture soaps, bath bombs, sugar scrubs, and now our brand new shower steamers. So if you don't have a bathtub, you can use a shower steamer.
Nice.
Yes.
You've done a serious expansion.
And we're in Bloomingdale's.
And you're in Bloomingdale's.
We
Wow.
just landed in Bloomingdale's.
Well, good
all
for
from my
you.
kitchen.
All from your kitchen.
All from my kitchen.
All with $32.
That's it. If I can do this, anybody out there can accomplish anything they want to do.
Well, congratulations on that account. That's
Thank
a big
you.
deal.
Thank
That's
you.
a whole nother level. And you're employing women who are transitioning out of shelters. All right, so
Multiple things.
multiple things?
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Domestic abuse, homelessness. You know, we're working with some sex trafficking organizations, educating ourselves on how to help them. Just multiple things.
It's lovely. It's lovely. So how do you, I guess, recruit or create this registry for women who are transitioning? Like, what is that process like?
We work with several organizations that send people to us as needed. We work with disabled, hearing impaired, anything that, you know, so many people are overlooked because of what they've been through. Maybe they're too timid, or maybe deafness, or anything. When they normally wouldn't get a job, we invite them and we open them, you know, welcome them with open arms.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. It's just lovely to be, I guess, in the business, a small business, right? Is what you would consider your business, even though you're in Bloomingdale's now.
It's getting to be a medium-sized business.
It started off as a small
It
business.
started as a small business.
It's lovely.
Absolutely.
It's lovely. Your story is inspirational.
Thank you.
But in addition to that, it's purposeful.
It is.
And that's the beauty behind everything you're doing. And the service, you're of service, not only in the realm of creating soap for people to wash their bodies with, you're in service of those who are in need of employment, or in need of a second chance.
That's right.
Or in need of believing in themselves.
That's the most important.
In need of creating their own independence.
Absolutely.
Right, because a lot of the women who end up in those circumstances have had to like take a plunge and let go of certain circumstances and start all over.
And they're so down on themselves sometimes, or they don't believe in themselves, or through generations they've been taught you can't accomplish certain things, and anybody can.
So what kind of training do you provide?
You know, we don't really provide a tremendous amount of training. It's more, what we do is so simple. It's making a bath bomb over and over and over again. The most important training that we try to provide is you are amazing. You can accomplish anything you want to accomplish. And we want to provide a place that's comfortable and happy, and And it doesn't take a tremendous amount of training. It's more of understanding the person, what makes them click, what their limitations are, and making them comfortable in that. And in that, it has brought my company to tremendous success.
I see. Bloomingdale's. Hello. Lovely. It's wonderful. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And I love it. Even though you're saying we don't provide training, but you
We
kind of do.
We do.
Yes.
Mentally.
Right. Because
That's
if you have them affirming you are amazing, that you are amazing
That's
intention
it.
is going into their hands and
That's it.
being spread throughout, I guess, all of the distribution that's being done. So where else can people find the soap?
Oh, and boutique stores all over the country. If you go to our website, www.urbathco.com, there's a store finder, and you can find our products all over the country and online.
Wow. You are a true inspiration.
Thank you.
And so honored to meet you,
I'm
Tracy.
so happy to be here in the Bronx. It really is my heart. It's where it started.
We love it. We love it that you brought it back and that you're employing our people and that you came back and you shared it with our viewers as well.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Once again, you guys, if you are interested in these lovingly handmade products, you can visit yourbathco.com. All right, we're taking a quick break, but coming up, we'll find out about an exhibition that's focusing on fathers. Don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. You know, always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BronxNet TV and tweet me too while you're there at Rhina Valentin. So oftentimes fathers are portrayed as uncaring and uninvolved in children's lives, especially in communities of color. And so our next guest decided to challenge those stereotypes by capturing the intimate moments between father and child, specifically in Black communities. So here to tell us more about father figures exploring alternate notions of Black fatherhood, we welcome the Bronx Documentary Center program coordinator and gallery manager, Olivia Adechi. Hello and welcome. And happy Black History Month to you, sister.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on here today.
Yes, I know the introduction was kind of geared more towards the photographer, but you are the curator, right?
Well, so I work with our curator. We have a great exhibition coordinator named Cynthia Rivera, who comes up with all of our exhibitions and plans this calendar throughout the year of great exhibitions in our gallery space.
So how, how did Zun Lee, and is Zun Lee, not that it matters, but it just sounds like he's Asian.
Yes, so he's actually Asian and Black. And there's a whole story behind it that ties into like the reason why he started this project. He tells this great story about when he was young, he lived in Germany and close to this army base, and he wasn't necessarily very close with his family, but a lot of the Black GIs who were stationed at the base would welcome him into their homes, and he spent a lot of time in their homes. And he saw this sort of tender relationship that they had with their kids that he hadn't necessarily seen before, and as he grew older, when he transitioned into being a photographer, he's actually a trained physician and an educator as well. He really wanted to, he saw more of these stories, and he really wanted to tell these stories because he thought they were lacking in the media. And he had experienced these loving relationships between Black men and their children and their families. And he set out to create this great project around that subject matter.
Well, I was able to see a few images, and hopefully we'll be able to share it with some with our viewers. And I will say that it was apparent in looking at them that he was able to capture the, for lack of a better word, the feminine side of a lot of these men, right? I mean, not to say that they're feminine men, but it's just like there's that stigma as well as in men having to have to just always be masculine and macho, and you know, they're the patriarch of the family, and if they're not involved, they come in to kind of like just make sure that everything's handled.
Yeah, I think one of the great things about his photographs is that they really try to underline the fact that men can be multiple things, and that masculinity can be about loving and being present and tender to your family, and that's not necessarily a mother's role or a woman's role. And it gives these men space, I think, through the photos to be whole people and not just caricatures of like strong, tough guys, but men are multiple things. And I think these photos really highlight that Black men particularly are strong parents, are tender people, and they show love and affection to their children.
I love that we were able to share some with our viewers, and so what we did share definitely displays the nurturer, the nurturer within the men, and you know, we're just raised, I think, even within the urban community, that the men are the protectors and the women are the nurturers, and so it's lovely that he's been able to capture both sides of these men, and particularly now during this era, right? We need a lot of love, you know, in all aspects. So it's nice to see somebody capturing it from the males. I understand he worked on this project for about 5 years.
Yeah, the beginning of this, the photographs are from about 5 years of work. He connected with some families and met some families, and he was able to embed themselves in their home and spend a lot of time with them, like throughout their days, learning about their schedule and their relationships to their kids and the sort of difficulties they were dealing with as individuals and as parents. Some of them in incredibly difficult social or economic situations, and the amount of work it took to be there, present, strong, especially fighting against sort of all our conceptions of fatherhood and all of the projections of fatherhoods we give onto men, especially men in communities of color. So he spent a lot of time with these families, really trying to be there for those authentic moments where he's highlighting images we don't often get to see, and maybe because people don't want us to see them. And so it's really special that he spent that amount of time with his families, and he's still very close to many of those families.
So how many families do you know?
I'm not sure, actually.
Because in order for him to have that such intimate relations, I mean, he couldn't have done like a whole bunch, right? It had to be. How many images are on exhibit?
There's quite a few, actually, but you'll have to come in to get a sense
course.
of it. But
That's the whole idea.
Yeah, exactly. But it's great because some of the families will be coming as well. The opening reception is Saturday. It starts at 6 p.m. and everyone is welcome. Some of the families will be there because a lot of the families he worked with were from Harlem and the Bronx. And
that's the other beautiful thing, right? Is like the stars or the ones that are being a light is being shined on them are uptown people.
Absolutely.
They're people from uptown. So it's not there isn't that much of a detachment in like, oh, that could be me. And I'm saying that just for those who are here watching right now, considering like, oh, should I consider seeing that? It's like the idea is that you explore and it's right here in your backyard.
Absolutely. And these are faces of your neighbors or coworkers, people you see on the street. And so I think it's important to highlight those people, those everyday people, and highlight the beauty in their lives and the love in their lives. And also, I'd say about our gallery space, it's not like one of those downtown galleries. We're very much oriented towards the community and open to the community. Most of our programs are free, and we love having our neighbors in there. And we love seeing our neighbors, and it's especially particular when our neighbors are up on the walls in these great photographs. So we're always excited to bring this kind of work that reflects the people that are around us and highlights stories about them that aren't necessarily told very often or heard of very often. So we really welcome everyone to come out, see the show. Even if you can't make it on Saturday, come on another day. Our gallery's open every week, and it's free. And our programs we do programs, whether they be screenings or artist talks or other discussions, they're free and they take place pretty much every week.
I know you guys have been doing a really great job. How long has the
Thank
Bronx
you.
Documentary Center been up now?
We've been open since 2011.
Since 2011, but you've expanded like
Yeah.
really, really massively when it comes to your outreach and also the curations, right? Because
Yeah.
it's films, it's art exhibits, it's photography exhibits.
Yeah.
You also have performances sometimes.
Yes.
It's really lovely, and we're happy to share this with our viewers. So this particular exhibit is going to open on Saturday, and it'll be on display for
Until the end of March, probably the first week of April.
Okay, and so what are the hours, the gallery hours?
So we're open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thursdays we're open in the afternoons until 6 p.m. Until 7 p.m. Sorry, actually. And then on Saturdays and Sundays it's 1 to 6, 1 to 5. I think.
So they would be able to obtain all that on the website?
Yes, so if you go to our website, bronxdoc.org, you can see that. And then we're really active on social media as well. So if you follow us on Instagram or Twitter, you can find out about all of our upcoming events, our exhibitions, our open gallery hours. We also have a great photo book library that's open to the public, which is one of the best libraries in the city, actually, and probably the country. And it's free, it's open on Saturdays, and we really welcome anyone who's interested in photography and looking at photo books and learning more to come and check it out.
Lovely, lovely, great work. Thank you for sharing with
No,
us.
absolutely. Thank you for having me.
No,
This
thank
was
you.
great.
Absolutely. All right, you guys. I could stay here and chat with Olivia all day. There's wonderful stuff going on at the Bronx Documentary Center. However, if you're interested in more information on the Father Figures Exploring Alternate Notions of Black Fatherhood exhibition, you can go to bronxdoc.org for everything that we just discussed. Okay, so you guys, as we all know, the people of Puerto Rico are still in need of our help. And after 4 months post-Hurricane Maria, much of Puerto Rico remains without power, in the dark, damaged, with people suffering. My people. So Governor Cuomo, who will be joined by Puerto Rico's Governor Rosselló, has planned a call on Congress, a rally at Casita Maria for Arts and Education this Saturday, February 3rd at 10 a.m. We need you. We need you there. We need your voices. We need your presence. And Casita Maria is located at 928 Simpson Avenue in the Hunts Point section of the Bronx. Please come out and show your support for Puerto Rico. They need us. Okay, we're taking a quick break, but coming up, we'll sit down with the host of an interesting documentary-style TV show, so don't go anywhere.
And I can't change, even if I try. Even if I wanted to, my love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Love is kind. Love is patient.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. You know, always inviting you to stay connected with us by liking us on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. And so, Natural Sessions, that's what it's about to happen here. It's the name of our next guest talk show, which focuses on candid conversations many people can relate to. And, well, the purpose of the show is to create action plans of solution to life. And joining us now to tell us more about her talk show along with her lifestyle blog, we welcome Catherine Kitty Rose. It's right. You good? You know, I got it. Sister. You on camera, and you know this. We're actually going to. I think this is almost like a continuation in theme, because the entire show today has been geared towards affirmation and just being purposeful and of course acknowledging our people of color.
Right.
It's Black History
Yes.
Month, acknowledging the men, even though I just did the Women's March,
Right.
you know, but the idea.
But we need each other.
Exactly, exactly. And so I love the name of your show.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
let's start there.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me. I love your show because it has such great energy. BronxNet is such a great channel in general, but your show is like, this is you all day, so I love it. I was like, yes, I got the call. So thank you for that. You know, but the Movement Natural Sessions has been on BronxNet for over a year now, and we're going into our 3rd season. And like you said, it is a documentary style talk show because it's conversational based. It's not really done in the studio. We kind of do it on location most times. And it's a forum where everyday folks, some celebrities, but I think celebrities are everyday folks too.
Right.
Everyday folks that are in a place in their life that they can tell their story so that people can realize that everything we go through is basic and it's just life, and that you're not special because you're going through stuff. Like, you can get through it, but sometimes through life, we don't see it, we're ashamed, we're embarrassed, we don't deal with it, and it just gets repeated and repeated. So this forum allows everyone to kind of be comfortable naturally and share. And through the spirit, I think, because I feel like my show is spiritually driven, people get a lesson of hope and healing.
So how long is the show? Is it a half an hour? Or
It is a half an hour weekly show.
So
I come on late night.
you come on late night,
Because
which is fine. You
yes.
get those people coming out
Yes,
of the club.
yeah.
I get it. It's a good time
Although
slot.
It is a good time
It's like
slot.
a wake-up call.
It is, but also what I, again, love about BronxNet is being a BronxNet producer, you get to kind of work with them in when is the best fit
Right.
for your show.
Right.
So you don't just want to be on and it doesn't fit programming, it doesn't fit what the channel, its network in itself is trying to do.
Right.
So my show fits the time frame because even though I'm having these real honest conversations, we curse, we drink,
Right.
sometimes we smoke a little.
Right, right.
So I'm not supposed to be on at 9 a.m.
Right.
You know
So
what
what
I
time
mean?
are you on?
I'm on at 11.
At 11.
11 p.m. I'm on
She's
at
like when the kiddies are asleep.
11 p.m. on Wednesdays and midnight on Thursdays.
And midnight
Yeah,
on
when the
Thursdays.
kids is, even though the show is for the millenniums and the X Factor,
Right.
but yeah.
I get it. But you know what? I wish we had a clip that we could show everybody, right? Because I'm getting this visual, right? And I'm saying, okay, she's saying it's documentary style, right? So I don't know. I haven't seen it. So,
Okay.
you know, I'm in bed by
fine.
10. No.
So am I.
That's how it is when you live in the mom
I
life.
accidentally wake up and see my show, and then I'm like, oh, it's on, everyone. So yeah, I'm asleep by 9.
And so, right, are you walking through the street, or like, are you, I guess, scouting certain areas where you're meeting up with just general folks, or are you, I guess, establishing who the guests are going to be and what the topics are going to be? So, give me a little background on that.
Well, 3 things. I've been in, I guess, my industry for about 20 years. So like you, a lot of folks that's been on the show didn't watch the show prior. It's really been relationships that I've been able to get to develop over the years. And they're like, yeah, Kat, you call? Sure. Or people have called and say, a lot of the shows are shot right here at Lehman College at our gazebo on campus, right here at BronxNet. And then my...
That's a nice,
yeah,
that's a nice
isn't it
backdrop.
cute?
Yes, right.
And
I
I don't
like
have
that.
to take the equipment far.
Exactly, that too.
And then the
Smart.
sessions that, well, you know, you have to utilize.
Well, you
what's
have to,
around
when you're
and-
producing, you have to think
Yeah.
of every single aspect, because the idea is to get as much of it a shot
Exactly.
as possible.
Exactly. And then when I'm having those sessions that I obviously can't shoot on Lehman campus, there's a beautiful restaurant in Brooklyn called Ital Kitchen that I shoot at. And the reason why I mention them is not just because I shoot them, but because that's a contact that found me online. And I like to bring that up because people are so scared of the internet, of the web. And if you use it effectively, you can have great relationships online. And one now, the place that I shoot my show, I met online, and it's been a wonderful relationship since. So I'll invite folks to come to the restaurant that are open to do that on camera. And then those that don't, I bring them right here to Lehman College and we shoot at that gazebo.
Beautiful. You
Yeah.
have your nice set.
I do.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. Well thought out. And also the contact from the restaurant. Does that that's a nice segue into your blog,
Right.
So how long has the blog been in effect?
The blog has been in effect probably maybe a year after I started my business, was probably about 2007. I think like most business owners, we have low to no budget, so you kind of gotta get.
All right. So what I guess drove you to even create this lifestyle blog? And does the lifestyle blog loan itself to Natural Sessions, or are they two separate entities?
They're not, because the Kitty Rose lifestyle is me,
Right.
and everything that I've done to make a living, make an income, and provide for my family, which is my main objective, still wanting to be a full-time mom. So the blog was an effective way to have a website, because you can have everything that you do kind of like tabs, but all on one page and not pay.
All right, what is the Kitty Rose lifestyle? Yeah, no, I feel you. Businesswoman. I'm like, save the money. That's
Save the
part of
money,
the process
right.
as well. That's a producer's mentality.
Yes, ma'am.
Cut the cost. cut
Yes,
the cost.
ma'am. And showing others how to cut the cost.
Right.
So yeah, the Kitty Rose lifestyle is, in 2006, I left my husband and was starting my life over, my, I guess, second or third stage. And one of my investors that had actually invested in me and my husband's company said to me, "You've been making other people successful for
I
years."
love that. Oh my goodness.
You just
Rewind.
caught that,
Rewind. She said was been. Oh yes. Love that.
Yes, honey. You can trademark that. But anyway.
No, you
No, I
trademark
trademarked that.
Okay.
But so
Don't be giving things
I
away.
know,
I got
right?
you on
Hello.
camera.
Yes, was been, because he's still. But anyway, so one of our investors said, "Kat, you've been making other people successful for so long. Why don't you do it yourself and put that, what you've learned, and start your own business?" And I was trying to figure out, well, what to name it. And, you know, my name is Catherine, but I hadn't quite grown into Catherine. My landlord gave me the name Kat, so that kind of worked. But I had my daughter, which is named Rose, but Cat Rose didn't flow, so Kitty Rose came. And then lifestyle was because, to be honest with you, God is so good. I've been able to, for the last 20 years, dictate what I wanted to do to make a living, that's why I say my lifestyle. Because as an artist, we're creative people, and I've been able to effectively use my talents and skills to apply to my own business, than to continue to make others wealthy. Just put it into my own generational wealth for my family.
That's what's up. And be there for your child.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. I know. I'm a mom. I
Yeah,
get it.
man, and I got 3 of them.
Well, congratulations
Thank
to you.
you.
We could sit here and talk
We
all day,
could.
but they're wrapping us up, and I want to make sure that
sorry.
people know when they can see your show here on
Yes,
BronxNet. You said
yes.
it's on Wednesdays,
Wednesdays.
at 11 o'clock at
That's
night,
correct.
and then on Fridays,
Thursdays. Well, kind
at-
of Fridays,
well,
yeah.
Well, Thursdays at
12 a.m.,
midnight.
yeah.
At midnight, right? So, but that's considered Thursday, right?
Yeah.
But and then your lifestyle blog.
Yes, the Kitty Rose Lifestyle blog, but the best pace is my YouTube, because now it has my little 15-minute as I sip, just all a bunch of stuff, other shows I'm producing, because that's what BronxNet has also allowed me to do, produce for others and work with other producers here at BronxNet. So
lovely.
yeah, check me out on my YouTube page, Miss Kitty Rose 1.
Yes,
Everything Miss
producer.
Kitty Rose.
Everything is Kitty Rose, and Miss
Yes.
Kitty Rose is paying it forward
Yes.
and living purposefully. That's the theme word,
Yeah,
because
man.
you know Tracy inspired me,
Yes.
and it seems to be the thread for today's
think so.
open show. So
Great.
thank you for coming
Thank
here
you.
and sharing it with our viewers. I'm looking forward to seeing where you go,
right.
and the rest of your successes, because
ma'am.
you're already on that path.
Thank you so much.
Oh no, thank you for sharing it with our viewers. All right, once again, you guys, for more on Catherine and her talk show, be sure to check her out by going to the Kitty Rose Style, right? Right? Is it the Kitty Rose Lifestyle? But life is with a Y. That's what it is. The Kitty Rose Lifestyle blogspot.com. It's going to lift your spirits. All right, you guys stay tuned. Bobby C's weekly sports roundup is coming up next. Don't go nowhere.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
This is Bobby C. out at the Barclays Center with D'Angelo Russell back and healthy and starting to find a rhythm. He and Spencer Dinwiddie were a dangerous combination Wednesday night against the Philadelphia 76ers.
We really had no answer for their point guards, Dinwiddie and D'Angelo. I thought had great games. You know, as a team, they made some threes, and we really tonight had a difficult time defending them.
You just want to put that pressure on teams. You know, have guys keying in on you so you can make plays for others. Not everybody on our team's, you know, making plays for themselves. They need guys to do that, and I feel like coach puts the ball in our hands to make that happen for guys like, you know, that can really shoot the ball and guys that finish on the quick roll and stuff like that. So just trying to put that pressure on teams.
D'Angelo said, you know, that you deserve more credit and how great you played so far this year. How much are you looking forward to having him be in the backcourt at full strength and help this team out?
I appreciate his kind words. But I think the tone was obviously set by him and Jeremy to begin the year. And the next man up philosophy just kind of put me into that role. But, you know, being able to play with as much talent as possible is a great thing, and it's only going to make our team that much better. So, you know, having him back and playing like this, we can be dangerous.
Spencer Dinwiddie scored 27 points. D'Angelo Russell added 22 in his best performance since returning from a knee surgery. And the Brooklyn Nets snapped a 4-game slide with a 116-108 victory over the 76ers Wednesday night. The 19-33 Nets are home tonight for the LA Lakers, who are without star standout rookie Lonzo Ball. He is nursing an injury himself. The evening does mark the return of Brook Lopez to Brooklyn, as well as another shot for Russell against his former team. As we showcased, Dinwiddie has been a bright spot for the Nets. He got the call this week that he'll be participating in the Skills Challenge at the All-Star Game in L.A. this month. Across town, Kristaps Porzingis will participate in the Skills Challenge at All-Star Weekend. He won the event last season. Porzingis scored 28 points as the Knicks completed a New York City sweep of the Nets with a 111-95 victory Tuesday night. But the Knicks followed that with a 103-73 loss in Boston on Wednesday. They are in Milwaukee tonight and home for Atlanta on Super Bowl Sunday. Joakim Noah remains away from the Knicks amid a growing disconnect between he and head coach Jeff Hornacek. Noah's recent interactions with Hornacek were bad enough to lead to his leaving the team, and it stands to reason that the Knicks might not want Noah back around a club that is so young. Porzingis wants the Knicks in the playoffs. The forward said he would prefer if the team added experienced talent at the trade deadline instead of tanking for the draft and making the postseason. However, unless a young star who fits their plans suddenly becomes available, the Knicks won't part with draft picks or gamble with cap space as the February 8th deadline nears. That probably means no Kemba Walker, folks, at least not until free agency. Was James Harden's 60-point triple-double on Tuesday night the first of its kind in NBA history, the greatest individual game ever? Probably not. According to BasketballReference.com's game score metric, it was only the 5th best game since the 1983-84 season. Still pretty darn good. Harden likely in the driver's seat for the MVP this season. Former Knick Stephon Marbury is about to hang him up, and he thinks he's a Hall of Famer. The two-time NBA All-Star told ESPN's The Undefeated that he is at peace with his 22-year professional basketball career ending in China on February 11th, just days before he turns 41 years old. Marbury plays for the China Basketball Association's Beijing Fly Dragons, whose regular season ends on February 11th. The Fly Dragons will not play in the postseason. Marbury said, open quote, "It's the Basketball Hall of Fame, not the NBA Hall of Fame. So for basketball, I played in the Olympics. I played in the Junior Olympics. With what I've done and given to basketball, it's all Hall of Fame," noting his success in China, where he won multiple championships and helped to build the sport. In Detroit, the Pistons are trying to build a winner. They traded for longtime LA Clippers star Blake Griffin this week. Griffin made his debut Thursday night and recorded 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists in a win over Memphis. Plenty of NBA news this week, perhaps more notable than the Griffin deal was the rumor that LeBron James could be heading to the Golden State Warriors in free agency if the club could clear enough cap space. If that happens, is the league even worth watching anymore, folks? One NFL trade has certainly changed the landscape for a handful of teams this week. Quarterback Alex Smith went from Kansas City to Washington in a deal. He was then signed to an extension, meaning Kirk Cousins is available. While Cousins would no doubt be a good fit for the Jets, the free agent quarterback will have his pick of teams and offers. Where he goes could affect the NFL draft and he is rumored to have some interest in the Cleveland Browns. The Browns have the #1 pick and are believed to be taking a quarterback unless, of course, they get Cousins in free agency. The Giants have the 2 pick, and the Jets, also looking for a QB, have the 6 slot. If they get Cousins, presumably they could acquire more talent at a different position at number 6. The Giants coaching staff is taking shape, but new head coach Pat Shurmur still has some key spots to fill, including offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. Shurmur, in a letter to season ticket holders, said, open quote, "We will restore Giants pride," close quote. The new head coach called it an honor to work for the franchise and said he is already working hard preparing for next season. Speaking of Giants greats, Phil Simms will be signing autographs on Sunday at Empire City Casino in Yonkers. Fans should arrive no later than 5:30 p.m. for the 6 p.m. event. Simms will also be doing a little chalk talk about the Super Bowl, which kicks off at 6:30 p.m. The Cleveland Indians will stop using the Chief Wahoo logo on their uniforms beginning in 2019, according to Major League Baseball, which said the popular symbol was no longer appropriate for use on the field. The logo has long been the source of anguish and frustration for those who consider it offensive, outdated, and racist, but for many of the team's fans, it is a cherished insignia. Spring training is nearly here, and there are dozens of free agents still available. Mets general manager Sandy Alderson anticipates a flurry of roster moves as a large number of players and teams in the next few weeks could be signed. This could be key for both the Yankees and the Mets. They still need to address a few areas, especially the amazings. He was an amazing Yankee. Oscar Gamble will long be remembered for his afro, but don't forget his 200 career home runs. Gamble, who played 7 of his 17 seasons with the Yankees, died of a rare tumor of the jaw. He was 68. Oscar was a member of the 1976 and 1981 AL championship teams. He was also a fan favorite at All-Timers Day. St. John's fans love Chris Mullin for his body of work as the program's all-time greatest, but he and the Johnnies could use Mullin the player, not Mullin the coach. No, number 6 Xavier beat St. John's on Tuesday. The Red Storm are now 0-11 in the Big East. On the ice, the New York Islanders will make their much-anticipated return to Long Island next season, with the team scheduled to play 12 of their 41 home games at Nassau Coliseum during 2018-19. The Isles are home in Brooklyn Saturday for Columbus. The New York Rangers are in Nashville Saturday and in Dallas on Monday. And on a final sports roundup note, the New England Patriots, Tom Brady, they could make it number 6 this Sunday, but Super Bowl ring number 5 from last year caused a stir with Falcons ownership. As if Atlanta's epic collapse against the Patriots wasn't enough, Falcons owner Arthur Blank says the disappointment didn't lessen when New England unveiled its championship rings and all 283 diamonds embedded in them. Blank told the New York Times that he was bothered that the Patriots owner Robert Kraft seemingly took a jab at the Falcons by using 283 diamonds in each ring, reflecting the 28-3 lead Atlanta coughed up last February. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list, where I'll explain why the Pats do make it number 6 on Sunday. Let's talk some numbers. 40-year-old Tom Brady and 65-year-old Bill Belichick are a combined 105 years old, which will be the oldest age for a starting signal caller / head coach combo in Super Bowl history when New England squares off against Philadelphia on Sunday. Brady has a chance to cement his legacy as the GOAT, greatest of all time, like MJ in the NBA. Brady can make it 6 rings, as is the Pats have 5, joining the Steelers, who have 6, the Cowboys with 5, and the Niners with 5 is the only teams with 5 championships in NFL history. Brady has 4 Super Bowl MVPs, besting his boyhood idol Joe Montana, who has 3 for the top spot. The NFL has never seen a run of success like the one the New England Patriots are on right now as the team prepares to face the Eagles. My favorite stat is, since 2001, the year Brady took over as the starting QB, the Pats are 15-0 in the playoffs against a new opponent. Experience, to me, will help Tom Terrific get it done again. Brady has 9,721 yards in the playoffs, the most in league history. He has 992 completions in the playoffs, also an all-time high. And if Gronk is good to go, Rob Gronkowski's 856 career postseason receiving yards are the most for a tight end in NFL history. I think the Pats will have just enough against a very good Eagles team playing their backup quarterback, Nick Foles. I'll take the Pats 27-24. Who knows how many diamonds this championship ring will have? That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.
Music is a bridge between the material and the spiritual. As a blind person, you have to be aware that nobody can tell you what you can or can't do. You really have to try things. My wife, who was also blind, was a good cook. When she died, that's when I started Meals on Wheels. My name is Harvey Lauer. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
Love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. It's now time for this week's Open Artist Spotlight. This week's Spotlight shines on actress, writer, and cabaret singer Barbara Herr. As part of BAAD TransVisionaries series, Barbara will be performing in the same neighborhood she grew up in, the Bronx, that is. And here to tell us more, we welcome TransVisionary coordinator Wes Ruiz and cabaret singer Barbara Herr. Hello and welcome.
Hi. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for being here.
Great to be here.
Thank you for the wonderful work BAAD, which stands for the Bronx Academy of Arts and Dance, has been doing here in the Bronx, being a stand and a representation of the LGBTQ community. And so let's start with you, Wes, and just tell us a little bit about this TransVisionary performance series.
Yeah, definitely. So the TransVisionaries performance series, first time that BAAD is ever putting it on. It's a series of public performances that are free, again, open to the public. Performances take place in cafes and restaurants in the Mott Haven area of the Bronx. All the performers are identify themselves as transgender or gender nonconforming. And I think this is one of the first times, like an entire series, a monthly series. This one is spanning from November is our opening night, and our closing night is June 26th. So really November to June is the entire series.
So you started last year, is what you're saying, and this is just this increment of these it's a component of like a bigger series.
It's a series of different trans artists, and they're different genres of what they do.
Okay, and so Barbara.
Yes.
Let's talk about you.
Why not?
Miss Grande Cabaret here in the Bronx, originally from the Bronx.
Originally from the Bronx. I grew up in a place called Avenue St. John. I don't know if anyone remembers it, but Avenue St. John, that's down by Southern Boulevard. And actually, I left there in 1969 and never went back. So this is a homecoming for me.
Nice.
50 some odd years later. And I've never sang there. You know, when I was a kid, I used to sing on the coffee table in my mother's house. All these ballads, Puerto Rican ballads, and I never thought I'd be coming back here to sing. So this is like a homecoming for me to be able to sing, not only in the Bronx, but in Mott Haven.
Because specifically in Mott
Haven. Because I've done stuff at BAAD.
Right.
This is like where I grew up, where my grandmother was, and my father, and my mother, and my brother, everyone. So this is like really special.
You know you have a Walter Mercado thing going on, right?
Do I?
Yeah, I got stopped for a second. I just had to put that out there.
I know him well. I know him well.
Oh, if you're not Puerto Rican, he's our grand spiritualist.
Yes, he is.
He's what does he do?
He's an astrologist.
Astrologist, that's what he is. He's an astrologist. Anyway, going back to the Cabaret, what I do like about the series that I find very interesting is that it's being done inside of venues that are being transformed as well into kind of like a cabaret style feeling.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, and it brings light. The fact that it's being done this way and not in the formal theater is wonderful because it's bringing transgender artists to the hood, basically is what you would call it. And where normally a lot of people would look at us differently. So this brings a positive light to our community, as well as the fact for people to realize that we're just like you, and some of us are actors and singers and poets and writers and whatever we are. We can be very artistic. So the fact that we're bringing it to the hood, I think it's really great.
I love it. I think it's fabulous. I think people should experience it.
Mm-hmm.
So
and it's free.
And it's free. Oh, that's my favorite word. Free is my favorite word. And so before we go, just really quickly, just share how that transition has been for you from when you first started to where you are now.
Oh, well, it's long, but yeah.
I know we only have a second, but I just want to know if we're in a better place now than we were years ago.
Well, definitely, because when I was growing up in the 60s, it was a whole other world. And in the 70s, when I was finally transitioning, still. So now it's a lot better for us. The fact that as a trans artist, that I'm being able to blend into mainstream and not just necessarily the LGBT community. I don't have to be classified. I think it has a lot of work. We still need...
As we do as people of color as well, but the idea is that it's now out in the open.
It's not looked at as something strange anymore. I've always said this, and I will say it because I write my own plays simply because I won't get cast in anything else as a trans artist. Trans people need to tell our own stories. It's that simple. Cast a trans person in your show. If there's a trans role, don't hire Fulana to play as some woman. No, hire a trans person there's so many of us who are wonderful.
Yes, as yourself. And we're going to get a taste. Well, we're going to get a taste of your performance, of your cabaret. No, it's important. And thank you for sharing those words with our viewers because the idea is that we inspire. And of course, it all starts with like being the creator of your own work, right?
Exactly.
And so, yes, you do want to be hired for that rightful role.
Of course.
In the meantime, you could be designing your own role and creating your own roles and putting up your own productions as you
Sometimes you have to because there's no other choice. Like the woman who was here before who makes the soap, she had no choice.
Right.
Well, I've had no choice. If I want to be an artist and express myself, I've had to write my own work in order to present it. And I won an Ola Award for that.
Well,
so
congratulations, fellow Ola winner. I'm an Ola winner too.
There you go.
Thank you guys for being here, ladies and gentlemen, and whatever, it's just a matter of saying, right?
Yes.
We have, we're going to get a little taste of Barbara's performance, right? And we have to take a quick break so that she can get ready. But when we return, Barbara will be performing But the World Goes Round. Don't go anywhere.
We are together. And for the last 20 years, we have been building on a vision to share our views, our voices on our channels. We are the Bronx. We are BronxNet.
Here to perform But the World Goes Round by Liza Minnelli. Let's give it up for Barbara Herr.
Thank you.
Sometimes you're happy and sometimes you're sad, but the world goes round, and sometimes you lose every nickel you've had. but the world goes round. Sometimes your dreams get broken in pieces, but that doesn't matter at all. Take it from me, there's still gonna be a summer, a winter, a spring and a fall, and sometimes a friend starts treating you bad. But the world goes around, and sometimes your heart breaks with a deafening sound. Somebody loses and somebody wins, and one day it's kicks, then it's kicks in those shins. But the planet spins and the world goes round. But the world goes round. But the world goes round. Sometimes your dreams get busted in pieces, but that doesn't alter a thing. Take it from me, there's still gonna be a summer, a winter, a spring, and a fall. And sometimes a friend starts treating you bad, but the world goes round. And sometimes your heart breaks with a deafening sound. Oh, somebody loses and somebody wins, and one day it's kicks, then it's kicks in the shins. But the planet spins and the world goes round and around and around and around and around. The world goes round and round and around and round. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Barbara Herr, everyone. Woo, yes. I'm going round and round. And you guys, for more information on BAAD TransVisionaries Performance Series, visit BAAD with 2 A's, Bronx.org. That's BAAD with 2 A's, Bronx.org. That is our show today, mi gente. Thanks to all our guests for coming through. And to you, our viewers, for tuning in. If you miss any part of the show, you can check out the recablecast tonight and 24 hours a day at BronxNet.tv. I'm Rhina Valentin, and for all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor. Happy Black History Month, mi gente. Let's keep hope alive.